On behalf of the Kerala Management Association, we would like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, our partners. Our diamond partner is Cochin International Airport Limited, SIFI. Our gold partners are AWS, Star One IT, Aptiv, Bank of Baroda, Kottakkal Ayurveda, KLM Axiva Finvest Limited, ICICI Prudential Life Insurance. Our silver partners, Cochin Shipyard Limited, the South Indian Bank, Agape, Meralda Jewelers. Our supporting partners, Medivision, CMRL, Unimoney, Verma Homes, UST, Seacons, V-Guard, Bharat Petroleum, Tropicana, Indian Oil, KSIDC, and Ramco. A thank you to our media partner, Asianet News, our business media partner, Dhanam Business Media, our branding partner, Organic BPS, and our academic partners, Rajagiri and SCMS. The critical role of innovation as a key driver of growth, progress, and transformation. Overall, Innovate to Elevate is a call for leaders, managers, and entrepreneurs to embrace change, foster creativity, and to continuously evolve, ensuring that innovation elevates organizations. The Kerala Management Association, one of the top management associations in India, has been promoting best management practices in Kerala for over 66 long years, being bestowed the Best LMA Award multiple times by the All India Management Association. The KMA boasts of 300 plus corporate and 1,500 plus individual members. KMA, which was founded to promote education and training in industrial administration and business management, now acts as a catalyst for promoting the entrepreneurial climate in Kerala. We are also the founding member of the All India Management Association, and for more than half a century, Kerala Management Association has played a significant role in promoting and disseminating contemporary management principles and practices. Ladies and gentlemen, now we shall watch a corporate video, a sneak peek and a glimpse of the Kerala Management Association.
ചാരേ നിൻ ചുവടോർമകൾ ri ma ga ri sa ni pa ni sa ga ri ma ga.
உயிரே வாழ்க உலகம் காண்க ஆரோமல் சிறியாள் பாலே நறுமொழி நிற நிறையுனி அகமே பாலே.
ശ്യാമവാനിലേതോ കണിക്കൊന്ന പൂത്തുവോ, സ്വർണമല്ലിപ്പൂവുതിർന്നുവോ, പ്രിയകാമ കന്യ കണ്ടുണർന്നുവോ. ശ്യാമവാനിലേതോ കണിക്കൊന്ന പൂത്തുവോ, സ്വർണമല്ലിപ്പൂവുതിർന്നുവോ, പ്രിയകാമ കന്യ കണ്ടുണർന്നുവോ. കുങ്കുമപ്പുത്താലം കതിരോന്റെ പൊന്നുകോലം, കുങ്കുമപ്പുത്താലം കതിരോന്റെ പൊന്നുകോലം, കണ്ടു കൊതി പൂണ്ടോ ഗജരാജമേഘജാലം. പൂരങ്ങട പൂരമുള്ളൊരു നാട് നമ്മുടെ നാട്, ഓണത്തിന് പുലിയിറങ്ങണൊരൂര് നമ്മുടെ ഊര്. ഇപ്പറഞ്ഞ നാടിന് കരയേഴുമൊട്ടുക്ക് പേര്, കാണണമെങ്കി കാണണം കടിത്ത ശിവപേരൂര്. വരാഹരൂപം ദൈവവരീഷം വരസ്മിതവദനം. നാടിനൊത്ത നടുവില് പച്ചക്കൊട പിടിക്കണ കാട്, വട്ടത്തില് കൂടുവാൻ അവിടെടവുമുണ്ടൊരുപാട്. തേക്കിൻകാട് തേക്കിൻകാടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു പോരണ പേര്, കൂടണമെങ്കി കൂടണം കടിത്തു ശിവപേരൂര്. ആനക്കമ്പം കമ്പക്കെട്ടിലും കമ്പമുള്ളവരേറെ, ശങ്കിടിപ്പിന്റെ ഒച്ചയുത്സവ ചെണ്ട കൊട്ടണ പോലെ. എത്ര പറഞ്ഞാലും പറയാത്തതൊത്തിരി വേറെ, പോകണമെങ്കിൽ പോകണം കടിത്തു ശിവപേരൂര്.
ഞാനും പോരാ തൃശിവപേരു പൂരം കാണാം.
കാന്തേ നീയും പോരെ തൃശിവപേരു പൂരം കാണാൻ.
ഞാനും പോരാ തൃശിവപേരു പൂരം കാണാം.
കാന്തേ നീയും പോരെ തൃശിവപേരു പൂരം കാണാൻ.
Time to make way for our dignitaries onto the stage. I request our President of the Kerala Management Association, Mr. Bibu Punnuran, our convention chair, Mr. K. Harikumar, and the honorary secretary of KMA, Dr. Anil Joseph, to kindly escort our esteemed dignitaries onto the stage. Our chief guest of the day, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Our guest of honor, Mr. Ibrahim Ahmed AlBlooshi. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Angelo George. May I now request Ms. Lekha Balachandran, who is the co-chair of the convention, to also join us on stage. We have the invocation, the KMA prayer by Ms. Lekha Balachandran. I request all of you to kindly rise for the invocation.
We come together today with open hearts and minds. May we find clarity in our discussions and strength in our unity. Let us inspire one another and foster a spirit of collaboration and respect. May our actions reflect our dedication to excellence and our commitment to uplifting our community. As we work together, may we encourage creativity and innovation, embracing the potential within each of us. God, we thank you for this opportunity to connect with each other and help us to grow together. Thank you.
To welcome the gathering today, we have with us the CEO of Kottakkal Arya Vaidyashala. To officially welcome the gathering, we have our own. He's the convention chair, the backbone, the man behind everything that you see here today, the Senior Vice President of KMA, Mr. K. Harikumar, for the welcome address.
Welcome you all to the Global Mastery Management Convention, the 42nd one and the second one with an international flavor. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, former Minister of State, Electronics, IT, Skill Development and Shakti. Mr. Angelo George, CEO of Bisleri International, Captain Ibrahim AlBlooshi, past presidents, invited dignitaries, MC members, delegates, and friends. KMA conventions are always events to look forward. Subjects of topical importance are discussed by experts and serves as a platform to engage, share insights, and deliberate on challenges and opportunities. This year's convention is centered around the theme, Innovate to Elevate. As you all know, it's a powerful mantra for driving growth. Not only growth, but improvement and excellence too. Innovation has become crucial not only for achieving excellence, but also for survival. With organizational lifespans coming down, in fact, Standard & Poor S&P 500 now states the average corporate lifespan in 1965 was 33 years, in 1990 it came down to 20 years, and by 2026 average lifespan would come down to 14 years. So how do we increase the lifespan? It is by continuous innovation, and innovation is an imperative across all aspects. It's not only on product innovation, it can be on process, it can be on business model, it can be on marketing, it can be on supply chain, logistics. In fact, every aspect of management can be looked into and can be innovated. It can even be open innovation. There are examples of open innovation like we see in IBM. IBM does open innovation because they collaborate through universities. Lego, they welcome ideas from customers, and that also is an example of outsourcing innovation. But let us understand some basic aspects of innovation. Each innovation strategy involves imagining, rethinking, and going for the best idea. Design thinking is often quoted as a strategy which enables organizations to put customers at the heart. Apple and Airbnb are celebrated examples of that. In short, innovation is about embracing change, embracing challenges, and adapting to shifting tides. Open dialogue, structural planning, and willingness to learn from the experiences of successful companies are ways to overcome barriers to innovation. The organization also has to be future ready. Today's management convention, which is one of India's largest and biggest convention, is going to be inaugurated by Sri Rajeev Chandrasekhar, who is a writer, entrepreneur, politician, administrator, and his many roles rolled into one. When we decided on the topic, we could not think none other than this innovative entrepreneur, leader, and thinker, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. As you all know, he started the telecom revolution through BPL pagers and BPL mobile. It will be difficult for the current generation to fathom the revolutionary change he has brought into our lives. He was also agile enough to sell his stake to SR, which later on became Idea and which is now Vodafone. He has run media companies like Asianet and Suvarna, apart from many other companies. He has left an indelible mark as a Minister of Electronics, IT, Skill Development, and Shakti. I can go on and on, but I should leave something for the MC also to introduce the speaker. I take this opportunity to request Mr. Algiers Khalid, the Vice President of KMA, to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. I would request others also. The other bouquets also may please be brought forward so that we don't waste time. In Mr. Angelo George, we have an avid brand builder and a transformational leader. He is the CEO of Bisleri International. He also believes in sustainability, and I'm sure we will all have much to learn from his keynote address. I would now request Mr. Anil Verma to welcome him with the bouquet of flowers. Mr. Ibrahim AlBlooshi, the CEO of Dubai Ports Authority, has a wealth of expertise in maritime logistics and port management. When high cost of logistics in India is being talked about as a challenge, his perspectives will definitely add very much value to all of us. I welcome him to this prestigious convention and would request Mr. Dilip Narayanan, Honorary Treasurer of KMA, to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. KMA is also recognizing today two successful young minds who has made it big in the international business arena. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Ahmed Alungal, Executive VP of Abeer Medical Group Middle East and India, and Mr. Yash Radia, CEO International Business, MPRS Shipping and Logistics. I also welcome all speakers who will be addressing us tomorrow, but who were all kind enough to come here and then attend this inaugural function. I welcome them also. This innovative theme, along with the presentation and discussion from experts across various sectors, will offer valuable insights to entrepreneurs, business leaders, academicians, and students alike. Be like a sponge, absorb the learning from the maestros. Let's develop the capacity to think laterally, beat the untrodden path, question the traditional way of doing things, encourage questions, make the organizations dynamic and nimble-footed. The future is yours. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that beautiful words and also setting the tone for our program today. Next, we have the presidential address, a leader par excellence, the president of the Kerala Management Association, Mr. Bibu Punuran, who is also the director of Medivision. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Most respected Chief Guest of the day, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Guest of Honor, Captain Ibrahim AlBlooshi. Keynote Speaker, Mr. Angelo George. Convention Committee Chair and Senior Vice President, Mr. K. Harikumar. Honorary Secretary, Dr. Anil Joseph. Past Presidents of KMA, Managing Committee members, esteemed guests, and fellow management professionals. Welcome to the 42nd edition of KMAC, the annual management convention of KMA and the second international edition. I stand before you proud and tall as the 55th president of our prestigious 68-year-old KMA, which is reckoned among the best LMAs in the country. As we began this KMA year, we had declared that every Friday would be a KMA day for our members. And yes, we have been able to live up to this promise by conducting meaningful and insightful programs week after week over the past 7 months. Our speaker sessions and Inspire series of talks have been, I believe, a great source of knowledge, learning, and motivation for our members, especially our youngsters. A new initiative this year, the YM or the Young Minds Vertical, has been able to bring in 40 young entrepreneurs and management professionals into our fold as on date, and the number is growing. We have given a thrust to youth this year, and I would request you to kindly play the YM program on screen. Thank you, MC. To continue, we have so far completed 37 programs, and all our committees are active, which has resulted in KMA's glory growing even higher. I believe in teamwork, and all our achievements were only due to the excellent coordination and active participation of our managing committee members and all committees. Some of our other programs other than the regular weekly talks were the Corporate Sports League, and for a change this time it was both football and cricket for corporates with participation from various companies. Innovation Experience Tours, where we visited 7 factories, management development programs, and various weekly programs which are all attended by our members and selected students from different member management colleges and student chapters. Women Managers Forum was also very active. May I take this opportunity to thank every member of our organization and my fellow managing committee members in particular for putting your trust in me and to lead our great KMA as its president. Today, we celebrate not only our own success, but the success of all around us, especially 2 youngsters from the international arena. Our theme for the year is Youth at Level Next, empowering young managers, and we have been doing all we can to live up to that theme. This morning, we had a specially curated session for our young minds under the Celebrate Success initiative. Our convention theme this year is Innovate to Elevate, and this resonates deeply with our organization's mission to promote management excellence and foster growth. As we navigate the complexities of the modern business landscape, innovation has become the currency of success. It is a spark that ignites growth, drives competitiveness, and elevates organizations to new heights. Today, we come together to explore the power of innovation, to share our experience, and to learn from each other. Innovation is not just about technology, it's a mindset. It's about embracing change, taking risks, and pushing boundaries. It is about creating value, improving processes, and enhancing customer experiences. As management professionals, it is our responsibility to foster a culture of innovation within our organizations to encourage experimentation and support creativity. As we look to the future, I would like to highlight a few key areas where innovation can have a transformative impact: digital transformation, sustainable practices, and collaborative leadership will be essential in driving growth, improving efficiency, and promoting social responsibility. To our keynote speakers, panelists, and presenters, I extend my gratitude for sharing your experience, expertise, and insights with us. Your contributions will undoubtedly inspire and motivate us to innovate and elevate our organizations. To our members, sponsors, and partners, I thank you for your continued support and commitment to KMA. Your involvement is crucial to our success, and I look forward to our continued collaboration. This KMA here has another 5 months to go, including this month, and we have many more programs lined up. Rest assured, the best is yet to come. May I place a word of special gratitude to our Convention Committee Chair and Senior Vice President, Mr. K. Harikumar, and all our Executive Committee members, Vice President, Mr. Algiers Khalid, Honorary Secretary, Dr. Anil Joseph, Joint Secretary, Mr. Anil Verma, Treasurer, Mr. Dilip Narayanan, Immediate Past President, Mr. A. Balakrishnan, and our Secretariat team led by Executive Director, Lieutenant Jojo Jacob, Operations Manager, Mr. Prajit Nair, all our Managing Committee members, Convention Committee members, and past presidents without whose support and guidance this convention in all its grandeur would not have become a reality. In conclusion, let us embrace the spirit of innovation and work together to elevate our organizations, our communities, and ourselves. Let us harness the power of innovation to create a brighter future for all. Thank you.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Marks the beginning of a journey towards enlightenment. Round of applause. Keep the applause going.
Mr. Ibrahim AlBlooshi, Mr. Angelo George, the leadership at KMA, and ladies and gentlemen, എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ വിനീതമായ നമസ്കാരം. Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to this annual KMA function. I just want to start by saying that I was last here in 2006, and there was a communist industries minister at that time, Mirmala Karim, and it turns out that I'm here after 18 years and that situation continues. So I thought there's a coincidence there about me only coming in when there is the CPM industries minister, so I thought I'd start with that. Look, thank you for inviting me to speak about innovation and elevation, and I will warn you that this is a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I've cautioned the organizers that if I go over my time to let me know, because this is a topic that I can speak endlessly about. And I see some students in the audience, and I hope you will be listening to discussions about innovation, the consequences of innovation, not just because it's another topic, but because it is very, very central to the futures of your careers, of your lives, and the world that we are living in. So first of all, let me just present to you that innovation in the context of the world that we are living in is not a concept that is an outlier concept. It is a very central concept, and in a lot of ways, innovation is the way to shape the future of an organization, of a government, of an individual. Unlike in any other time in the history of modern mankind, innovation and technology are important determinants of the success or failure of an individual's career, life, a government's term, or indeed, as Mr. Harikumar said, in a world where the life cycles are shortening, it will determine the success or failure of a corporation or an enterprise or a business. I just want to give you some examples and some perspectives. In 1994, when I set out to become an entrepreneur, the Sensex, the Bombay Stock Exchange, the Sensex that represented the Bombay Stock Exchange, had a number of companies. 1 decade later, in 2006, when I left telecom and I plunged into public life, there still existed a Sensex, but the constitution of the Sensex in that 1 decade had changed about 20-30%. If you now look at the Sensex over the last decade, that Sensex no longer resembles the Sensex that was a decade ago. So the point I wanted to make is reiterate what Mr. Harikumar said, that in our lifetime, and especially amongst the students in this audience, you will see businesses succeed and fail far faster. You will see that lives of businesses will be far shorter if they don't continuously reinvent themselves and invest in innovation. When we talk about innovation today, when we talk about elevation, and I made the point just now that it is not just about elevation, it is about existence. It is about being relevant and then succeeding. Innovation is a core ingredient of that. I want to present to you the following trends that are, in a sense, reshaping the world, reshaping governments, and reshaping what our lives will be in the future as professionals, as employees, as startup founders, as entrepreneurs. But before that, I want to give you an example how innovation changed the government. Innovation, when people think of innovation, is always in the context of a company or a context of a startup or a context of an entrepreneur. But today, to be a successful government and to deliver good governance, maximum governance in the words of our Prime Minister, governments have to innovate. And I will give you an example of how 2014, the perception of India and Indian government and Indian governance was that we were a dysfunctional government where we could not deliver public services, subsidies without corruption and leakage to our billion-odd population. And one single decision of innovating in government, which is Jan Dhan Yojana and the UPI, digital payment ecosystem, digital payment solution for the government, changed governance and spawned a completely brand new fintech ecosystem in India that did not exist before. And today, 800 million, 900 million Indians get their monies, their subsidies, their pensions, their salaries, their scheme benefits, everything directly, when just a decade ago, the same system delivered that money through offices, through long lines, through bribes, through intermediation. So the concept of innovation is not just about enterprises, it's not just about startups, it is also about governments and those in public life. Having said that point, I want to just tell you about the 5 trends that are going to certainly shape the future of business, future of economies, One reality in the post-COVID world is that supply and value chains are changing. And Captain Ibrahim is here from the Dubai ports, and he will certainly testify to the fact that pre-COVID, where there was such a concentration of electronics and digital manufacturing in one country in the north, which is China, and the supply chains were concentrated, manufacturing was concentrated around those supply chains. Those are now increasingly changing, where India, Philippines, Mexico, Vietnam are all basically competing for the manufacturing pie. So there is a rapidly changing supply chain that offers opportunities to companies in India, in Kerala, in the rest of the world. The second trend is the WTO globalization is being replaced with more bilateral partnerships. The UAE, India, India, USA, the I2U2, or groupings of companies that find themselves in relationships that are trusted, and those relationships collaborating, those partnerships collaborating to deliver next generation innovation. The third trend is certainly about digital and tech. And again, the earlier speakers have spoken to this. And I was in a program earlier in the morning, and I said, regardless of whether you're in manufacturing, whether you're in services, whether you're in tourism, whether you're in software, technology is disrupting business models, technology is disrupting product models and supply value chains in a way unprecedented. And now imagine today, if you overlay the digitization and the disruptions of that comes from digitalization with our years. The last trend is that there is competition and there is cooperation. There is going to be intense competition among states, and there's going to be intense competition amongst countries. States within the country and competition amongst countries, and competition amongst partnerships. So these four trends are certainly shaping the future of business, future of government, and future of skills and talent in ways that have been never done before in the history of mankind. And I will leave you with a few thoughts. India's own economy in 2014 had only 4.5% of its GDP coming from innovation and tech. And by 2026, India's GDP would have grown, but within that growing economy, India's digital and innovation economy will constitute 20% of the total GDP. India's innovation economy today is growing at 3 times faster than the regular GDP. And one of the prime reasons, and I'm not saying it's the only reason, one of the most important reasons for India to be the fastest growing economy in the world, for India to go from being a fragile 5 economy in 2014 to a top 5 economy today, and in the next year and a half or 2 years, the top 3 economy in the world, is the innovation economy that has grown, rapidly grown in the last 10 years. So it is absolutely clear, and to the students, especially in this audience, I say, it is absolutely clear whether you are studying law, whether you're studying English, literature, history, sciences, your future is going to be determined by the skills that you have that will help you deliver innovation to the organization that you belong, the organization that you will start, the organization that you work in. Recently, I was addressing a group of 45 senior bureaucrats of the government of Singapore, and somebody put up the hand and asked me, what is it you think is the magic recipe to receive investments? How can one country and how can one economy, whether it's a state, whether it's a company, whether it's a country, receive more investments than its competitor or than its peer? And the answer I would leave for you to think about is very, very simple, but very profound. And it is very, very aligned to the theme of this conference. Investments will go to where the talent is, and talent will go to where the opportunities are. This is the simple math, that simple equation, if you want to call it, that will determine success and failure in the coming years. Whether you are a government, whether you're a state government, whether you're a government which is a country, or whether you're a corporation or a startup. Talent is going to be the determining factor. In the past, it was geopolitics, it was resources, it was money, the biggest economy had the most power. But I put forth for your consideration and with some experience, will tell you that in the coming decade, the countries that will succeed are the countries that will have the best talent. And to the young students in this audience, I say, you may get your degree, you may study, but when you come out of college, what you certainly should have a report card for yourself is that you have skills that are very, very relevant in this age of innovation and age of technology. I will end there. Again, I want to thank KMA for inviting me today. And not just inviting me today, but to start this discussion and spark this discourse about how important innovation is and how much the state, the governments, and civil society can do to trigger innovation amongst our young Indians and young students all over the country, all over the state, so that they are much more successful in the coming years and coming decade and can be proud citizens of a proud state and a proud country. Thank you very much again. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Countries that will succeed are the countries with the talent. Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar, for your inspiring words and for kick-starting our convention on such a high note. The valuable insights shared by you will be key takeaways for us from the convention.
As a token of our appreciation, I now request our President, Mr. Bibu Punuran, to present a memento to our Chief Guest, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar.
He is a transformational leader, renowned for his deep market insights, innovation, and expertise in brand building. His leadership has been pivotal in driving strategic initiatives, launching new businesses, and enhancing consumer engagement. An alumnus of Madras Christian College, ISB Hyderabad, and Kellogg School of Management, Chicago. Recognized for his leadership, he was named one of the inspiring CEOs at the Economic Times CEO Conclave. It is my honor to welcome Mr. Angelo George for the keynote address.
Thank you so much. Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Guest of Honor, Captain Ibrahim Ahmed AlBlooshi. Convention Chair K. Hari Kumar, distinguished speakers, guests, and dear friends, എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. The theme for today is innovate to elevate. And the chair spoke earlier about innovations driving increase in lifespans. And the guest of honor spoke about innovations not just driving lifespans, but making businesses and enterprises thrive. I represent Bisleri, which is marketing a commodity. And we have been market leaders over the last half century. And I thought it's an interesting journey which I would share with you, how innovation has helped us continue our success. Few brands have maintained leadership, let alone survive over a half century period. Our journey actually began with Sinor Feliz Bisleri, who started this business in India. Initially was available only in luxury hotels and restaurants. We made it available and affordable for the masses. We set the industry benchmarks in this category. And all of you must know that we are one company who doesn't use chlorination in water processing, because we don't have a policy that we don't use harmful chemicals in our manufacturing process. It is ozonation in the beginning and at the end. Manufacturing and distribution, our footprint has been our biggest area of success. Proximity enhances responsiveness to the market. From Kashmir to Nagarkoil, from Rajkot to Imphal, our footprint spans the entire country. We have a range for every consumption occasion. We have a range for every consumption occasion, and it is easier for consumers to relate to our brand because it's one of the few brands that have labels in 16 languages. The communication has always been contemporary, and I would say with a twist of humor. I'm sure you relate to our camel advertisements. Now, that really kind of sums up what we have done over the past. Those were the pillars of our business success. But moving forward, we are at the crossroads of a very interesting period, a generational shift. In fact, India is now home to the youngest population in the world, which is contributing almost 27% of our total. The challenge for us at Bisleri, how do you continue relating to them and connecting with them? We wouldn't want to end up as the grandfather's brand. And there are many brands which have lost out in this way. The world of youth evolves very quickly. I think shifting style icons and changing aspirations. In a highly commoditized category, we have only about 3,000 plus competitors. You have to really innovate to survive and thrive. And we said, what is our core proposition? It's about hydration. How do you strengthen this and relate? So we chose Deepika Padukone, who's our global ambassador, to articulate this expression about hydration. And obviously, develop that entire cool quotient around the brand, that it's cool to drink Bisleri as much as you drink any soft drink brand. And the Drink It Up campaign really came out of that, and let me just play it for 20 seconds.
Bisleri, drink it up.
This has resonated very strongly with the youth. And the second area we said, if you have to really talk about hydration, then it's about sports. Peak performance requires you to be very well hydrated. So we have partnered with most sports, and we said we should be the first choice partner for every sports. We have partnered with over 5 IPL teams, 7 ISL teams, including the Kerala Blasters of Cochin, all the important marathons in the country, PGTI golf, and even chess, because being well hydrated is when you can think clearly. We create content with the players and also use icons, again relating to the youth. And let me play a small clip for you.
Guys, wanna play? तू ना मिड विकेट पे जा, तू एक्स्ट्रा कवर पे जा और तू मिड ऑन पे जा. चल, तू बॉलिंग कर. तू मिड ऑन.
पाजी, ड्रिंक इट अप.
चलना, वापस करते हैं. चल, फुटबॉल खेलते हैं. Bisleri, drink it up.
Technology enables creating this content and creating the narrative out of it, engaging with a very digitally savvy audience today, a lot of young people sitting out there at the back. And another big area which we have bought out is about creating limited edition packs with movies. Movies is a religion in this country. And this also enables us to create that local connect. We would want to be seen as a local brand in every state in this country. We started with, in fact, we have actually now become almost a lucky charm that most of our movies have become blockbusters, starting with RRR to PS1 to the latest one from Kerala, which is Marco. And let me just play that clip.
Watch Marco at your nearest theaters. And stay hydrated with Bisleri's limited edition.
We were one of the few companies that was operational during the entire COVID period. And we kicked off a program called Bisleri at Doorstep. And our message to consumers was clear: don't step out of your house. Ab ghar aayegi Bisleri. And that's a very simple message. We have now made it into a significant business vertical, which is also giving us a lot of data. And we have made the ordering process very easy now with an application.
अब कुछ नहीं रुकेगा क्योंकि बिस्लरी अपने ऐप आएगा.
Adjacent opportunities to water are exciting for us. We have launched these 4 brands in the carbonated beverage space. And again, a youth-focused marketing campaign, active presence in large-scale events and college fests. Sales are highly encouraging. Scaling up capacities on this. India's growing affluence presented a very interesting opportunity for us at the top of the pyramid. Bisleri Vedika, with all the goodness of minerals from Himalayas, has become a dominant player, if not the market leader in this category that we have created. The brand again is positioned as aspirational, with marketing activities aligned to premium events in music, art, literature, and fashion. Let me just play the GQ Men of the Year. What we Having expanded the portfolio, the next outlook was, how do we expand overseas? And none other than the vibrant United Arab Emirates was the perfect starting point for us. Again here, we have partnered with the ILT teams and the Dubai and Ras Al Khaimah Marathon. In fact, we were present in Dubai last weekend when Dubai Marathon happened. And there is a lot more news coming this way at the end of this month. Now, consumers are increasingly getting conscious of environment, favoring brands which are committed to sustainability. And let me share this part of Bisleri's story because we have two challenges. One, the product itself, and the second, the packaging that we use. Now, let me reassure you, we are agnostic on packaging. We are not a proponents of plastic. We choose the material which is safe, affordable, and environmentally that has the lowest footprint. PET is what offers it today, and that is why we use most of our packaging in PET. But we have glass bottles available and other packaging. Now, before I proceed further, let me reassure you that Bisleri as an organization is now plastic neutral and water positive. We recycle more plastic than we put into the market, and we replenish more water than what we take out of the ground, and this since 2021. This was made possible through a program which we created, which is Bisleri Greener Promise, on two verticals, one about promoting plastic circularity, and the second about promoting water replenishment. We believe that plastic pollution is not on account of plastic, it's on account of mindless consumption and irresponsible disposal by us. We need to go and educate consumers to clean, segregate, and dispose plastic sensibly. But not just that, a lot of consumers ask, what do I do with this plastic which I have kept safe? We provide enabling systems to pick it up and send it directly for recycling so it doesn't end up in the landfills. And today, this program is active in over 24 corporation cities in this country, and we have reached out to over 1.4 million consumers. And some of the largest corporations, educational institutions, and housing societies are our partners in this journey. We believe that when you join together, you create a much larger impact. That's PSG Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, setting the new Guinness World Record with us in Coimbatore. In 12 hours, we collected almost 80 tons of plastic. Now, these benches send a very powerful message that plastic can be repurposed, and we put it in public spaces. They also honor the creativity of the differently abled people. We give wings to those artists who don't have hands. And they're displayed now at the corridors of one of the large buildings which is having about 18 ministries. Shastri Bhavan, the corridors are adorned by Bisleri plastic benches, recycled plastic benches. And the latest in this month is the Taj luxury properties in Goa have the Bisleri Greener Promise benches. That's some interesting work which we did in Coorg in Karnataka, where a cleanup of the forest happened to ensure plastic waste is not lying around. And with the government of Tamil Nadu, we are working in Ooty to make Ooty possibly the first hill station in the country to be not plastic free, but plastic waste free. We will ensure it is all picked up and getting recycled. We work with a renowned organization like Observer Research Foundation to promote knowledge building on plastic circularity. That's the Raisina Dialogues last year. We've been part of Raisina since 2022. We believe that the plastic circularity mindset needs to be instilled in the young minds. Along with the Center for Environment Education, Mr. Kartikeya Sarabhai and team, we have created this book for schools, giving everything about plastic, understanding plastic, how to use it, what happens after you recycle. And this book is going into the environment education in schools. We are also creating short videos, 10 to 12 minutes, followed by an activity, and the message doesn't get garbled then, and the delivery is consistent. Moving on to water, we have been the most efficient processors of water in our industry. We set the benchmarks. In fact, this year alone, in the last 9 months, we have served water to an extent of 31 million cartons of Bisleri 1 liter. So you can relate what's the kind of thought that's going behind improving efficiency. Our commitment extends to rural, where we create check dams so that the farmer has water through the year to create multiple crops and improve their livelihood. Build reservoirs, the latest is in Leh in Ladakh, feeding almost 12 villages, and it's a very arid region. Water is available only for about 2-3 months, and now you will have water through the year. Now, interestingly, India is home to 18% of the world's population, but only 4% of the groundwater. And CWC estimates that over the last 70 years, the per capita availability has come down by 1/4. So in the next 20 years, if it continues, the rate of extraction, we're all going to have serious trouble. 80% of our drinking water will be in trouble. Now, in August 2023, our Honorable Prime Minister kicked off this program called Mission LIFE, Lifestyle for Environment, where environment-friendly activities on these 7 areas will get rewarded, and these rewards could be traded like carbon credits on a platform. So the largest water company, we thought we should start working on water and create something called water credits. We joined hands with Terry in Delhi and worked on this. You can see our scope of our study. Now, unlike carbon, which is universal, water impact is limited to the watershed. There was a floods which happened on account of heavy rains in Tamil Nadu about 2 weeks ago. I'm sure none of us felt a problem in Cochin. So we said, if you have to study, then what is the real water footprint of a business? That if you're able to save water out of that footprint, then you get rewarded, which can be traded. So we said we should study different scenarios and taken our own plant, one in Delhi in a water scarce area and one in Lonavala in Maharashtra. The interesting study, and to create 1 bottle of Bisleri of 1 liter, theoretically I require only 1.08 liters of water if I'm talking about what happens within the fence. But when I take into account my entire packaging material, supply chain, the energy consumption source, and the transportation related water footprint to reach the product to the consumer, it's 15 liters in Delhi and 10 liters in Kamshed. Now compare that also with a carbonated beverage, which is about 56 liters. This is a true water footprint. And if we are able to save on this in these respective locations, then we should become eligible for water credits, which you can possibly trade. We have placed our thoughts on this in terms of the recommendation. This report's available on our website. We have dedicated it to the nation as the pioneering study on water credits in this country. And we have one interesting recommendation for packaged goods here. We say, like the energy labels we have, the 3-star, 5-star on the electrical products, there should be a water efficiency mark on the label, which is an interesting thought that came out when we discussed. Having said all this, I think the largest consumer of groundwater in India is agriculture, which is almost 85% is by them. So water efficient crops need to really come in. Before I end, I thought I'll play a small video which will summarize what all we do. And just before that, this month, we have released our BRSR report. This is mandatory only for the top 1,000 companies in market capitalization in this country. We're a private company, zero debt company. We said we have to be environmentally accountable, and that's what we created and just published about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago. That's a short video capturing
घर से मिले
our work.
तू एक बूंद दिल, जिंदगी है तू, खुश सी मुस्कान है, हर जगह है तू, तू डगमग पंख है, ऊंची उड़ान है तू, सारा जहां है तू, जा मंजिल के परे ओ पागल बुलबुले, चल बचपन के तले, वही तेरा घर मिले।
इस घर को हम प्यार से रखते हैं। बिस्लरी, ग्रीनर प्रॉमिस।
That's our greener promise. Bisleri will be a sustainable company and we will thrive. Our journey has just begun. We need to do a lot more innovations to continue where we are in terms of our market leadership in this category. Thank you once again, KMA, for giving me this opportunity to be here and share our story. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo George, for sharing your valuable insights, making hydration cool, and for inspiring us to think beyond the ordinary.
As a token of our appreciation, I request our President, Mr. Bibu Punuran, Convention Chair K. Harikumar, and Honorary Secretary, Dr. Anil Joseph, to kindly present a memento to our keynote speaker, Mr. Angelo George. Push boundaries and strive for excellence. Next, the Kerala Management Association would like to recognize two personalities who has achieved overwhelming success. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Celebrating success is an initiative of the Kerala Management Association in order to recognize successful NRI business leaders, leaders who have stood the test of time and have achieved an overwhelming success. Ladies and gentlemen, requesting your gaze onto the screen to know more about Dr. Ahmed Alungal. I now request Dr. Ahmed Alungal to kindly join the dignitaries on stage. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar in the presence of the dignitaries on stage to present a citation to Dr. Ahmed Alungal. Put your hands together for Dr. Ahmed Alungal, the Executive Vice President at Abeer. May I now request Dr. Ahmed Alungal to do a reply speech.
Good evening, everyone. Namaskaram. Respected dignitaries on the stage and off the dais, I would like to thank the KMA leadership, the members, and the jury for nominating me for this award. It's indeed a great honor and a pleasure to be here in front of this esteemed audience. To give a brief about Abeer, Abeer Medical Group is celebrating its 25 years for being founded in Saudi. We are one of the major primary and secondary healthcare providers in Saudi, operating around 20 medical facilities between hospitals and medical centers across different cities in Saudi. We are also present in other GCC countries, including UAE, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, and in India as well. Our focus at Abeer has always been about providing affordable healthcare with great quality standards, which is accessible to everyone. In a market like the GCC, where the health insurance penetration is very high, the accessibility is almost solved, but affordability and quality healthcare is always a concern, especially for the people from the Asian countries who majorly depend on these countries. We strive to be a trusted healthcare partner for our people. And today, Abeer has been a part of a private equity investment and is growing from 20 branches to 60 branches across the next 2 to 3 years. Other than healthcare, Abeer Group is also into media. Abeer Group is a major investor in 24 News, which is a known brand in Kerala today, and also into IT and other allied healthcare sectors. To the note of innovation, which has been the agenda for today, and I believe that innovation is the most imminent factor in business, whatever be the sector that we have been. We operate in one of the most traditional sectors of business, which is healthcare. There are very few changes that can happen to healthcare delivery model. But that few changes will always be restricted to what happens between a doctor and a patient. The rest, everything around that ecosystem can change. And we believe that innovation is the only single factor that will keep you growing. Because one thing that we always talk in all our meetings and all our training sessions is that when you become the market leader, or when you become one of the dominant forces in that market, if you don't innovate, if you don't better yourself, the next competitor who's coming to you is always coming from your mistakes or what you're doing wrong. So you will be paving your own way to have a competition that's going to keep you out of the business. I wish everyone all the best, and I hope this event becomes a great success and a great platform of learning for everyone. Thank you all once again for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed Alungal, and all the very best to you, and truly an inspiration for all of us to achieve more success. Ladies and gentlemen, I now request your gaze once again onto the screen to know more about one more personality that we would like to recognize right now, Mr. Yash Radia. To kindly join the dignitaries on stage. I request our chief guest, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, in the presence of the dignitaries on stage, to present a citation to Mr. Yash Radia. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Yash Radia.
very good evening to all present here, to the chair. First and foremost, I would really want to thank Kerala Management Association to honor me with this prestigious award. It's truly a privilege standing here among such distinguished individuals and receive recognition for my journey so far. This moment is incredibly special for me, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support, guidance of all the stakeholders in my life. MPRS, I think it all summed up with the video. So basically, we handle all 3PL, 4PL logistics. We handle the cargo. We participate into the global supply chain and ensure that the global trade is in safe hands by reaching the consumers. The Indian trade is, India is reaching the consumers worldwide on time. I began my entrepreneurial journey at the tender age of 16, armed with nothing more than ambition, determination, and multiple dreams. If you have the courage to pursue it relentlessly. Yet the future path is still undiscovered, and I cannot be excited to sail the ship further. As I reflect on his journey, I realize that success is not a solo endeavor. It's a collective achievement of the people who walk alongside you. And that's why I'd like to leave you all with a thought that has been my guiding principle. Business is easy. People are the ones who are difficult. Choose the right ones. You'll get there. Thank you once again for this incredible honor, and thank you all for being a part of my journey. Have a wonderful evening.
We are privileged to have with us Mr. Ibrahim Ahmed AlBlooshi, Executive Director of Dubai Port Authority, as our guest of honor. Captain Ibrahim leads Dubai Ports Authority in the capacity of CEO, a seasoned maritime professional who excels in delivering precise solutions to meet client needs with a robust background in navigating global waters and orchestrating water transport and logistics. Requesting him to address the audience.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is a true privilege to address you today at the KMA International Annual Management Convention, a distinguished assembly of pioneers, leaders, and innovators from diverse industries. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Kerala Management Association for inviting me as the guest of honor for this esteemed event. Innovation is a concept that resonates deeply with each of us here. In an era where change is the only constant, the capacity to innovate distinguishes leaders from followers. We have entirely embraced this philosophy, integrating innovation into the core of our operations. As we navigate the complexity of the global maritime industry, we are continually reminded of the crucial role that innovation plays in shaping our future. Innovation extends beyond adopting new technologies. It is about developing a culture that fosters creativity, agility, and resilience. I have personally witnessed the transformative power of strategic management and innovation in driving growth and prosperity. In recent years, we have embarked on a transformative journey driven by the principle of innovation and sustainability. Our approach has been holistic, focusing on technological advancement, environmental stewardship, and fostering partnership. I personally proud to share a recent milestone in Dubai that reflects our ambitions and showcase the innovative potential of the maritime industry. Earlier this month, in 2025, we have successfully executed our first LNG bunkering operations in one of our iconic ports in Dubai. That first kind of it is within our region. This achievement represents a significant advancement in our efforts to provide cleaner fuel alternatives, underscoring our commitment to environmental sustainability and operational excellence. In closing, I would like to emphasize that the future of our industry hinges on our ability to innovate, collaborate, and adapt. Events like the KMA International Annual Management Conventions are vital for bringing together brilliant minds to exchange ideas, inspire actions, and pave the way to a brighter future. Thank you once again for this opportunity to share my thoughts as small thoughts about the innovations, and I look forward to engaging with all of you and exploring new avenues for collaboration and growth. Together, let's build up a future that is both prosperous and sustainable. Thank you.
Ibrahim AlBlooshi. To propose the vote of thanks, may I request Dr. Anil Joseph, Honorary Secretary of the Kerala Management Association.
Good evening, all. So it's a proud privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks in the inaugural ceremony of the 42nd KMA Management Convention. And we have seen that the theme of the concept is innovate to elevate. And it was told by all the speakers here that what is the necessity of bringing in innovation in whichever field you are. So I would like to thank the chief guest, our former minister Rajeev Chandrasekhar, for enlightening us with this innovative idea of thought process, how to innovate. And he was very clear that India is poised to grow, and from the 5th largest economy, we are going to be the 3rd economy, and we have to have a lot of skill set development in our area. And in all our process, it has to come in. The education is only a stepping step, especially for the youngsters. He wants to give the message that with the skill, what is needed for the industry is most vital for us to go. Thank you very much for sharing these valuable thoughts, especially for the youngsters. Then we had the wonderful story of the Bisleri. So drink it up. So Bisleri itself is a brand. Thank you, George sir, for that excellent talk and a lot of ideas. We always wonder what is there in a water. But then it's told that the next world war will be for water. And the importance of water in our life is most vital, and it was very well communicated. And how a marketing strategy can make them the leader, and what is the necessity of innovation in different aspects was brought into this thing. Thank you very much for that wonderful keynote address. Thank you very much for that. So we had the privilege of honoring two people, Ahmed Alungal, who has done wonderfully well. Thank you, Ahmed, for joining us with us here for today. And Yash Radia, thank you very much for being with us today. I know it's the beginning of a long journey for you, and Kerala Management Association is proud of your roots and would like to see you people reaching much greater heights. And we had Captain Ibrahim Ahmed. Thank you very much, the Executive Director of DP World, talking about the innovation which is happening. And one very common aspect all of them had talked about is about the need of greener aspects and sustainability. So sustainability aspect, especially in the plastic, because we cannot say no to plastic, and a lot of very important points were highlighted. And again, in the DP world, we have seen that the electrical and the innovations to control the fossil fuels to make sure that the greener world is highlighted was given, and to a carry-home package for all the people who are assembled here. I would like to thank you for your valuable contribution and sharing your valuable thought process with the audience. I would like to thank the Lega for the invocation and the man behind the show, our convention chair and senior vice president Hari Kumar sir. Thank you very much for doing an excellent job. And the man who leads us, our own beloved president, Bibu Puneran, thank you very much for all the efforts you have put in. I would like to thank all the past presidents who have assembled here and the MC members and all the delegates who have come and joined us today for this program. Thank you very much for joining us today. So this is the inaugural ceremony part. Tomorrow we have a whole day there where we will be having 5 keynote lectures, 2 panel discussion, one on innovation in fashion and another on fintech catalyst. So that will be there tomorrow and we will be finishing at 4:30 and it's already announced by MCs that we will be having the lucky draw towards the end of the program. So please be with us for tomorrow for the whole session. And also I would like to announce that we are coming up with KMA now invites nomination for Muthoot FinCorp Green Palms Sustainability Award 2025. There are 4 categories. Sustainability Enterprise Award, www.kma.org.in for submitting your entry. Awards will be presented during KMA Sustainability Summit on 28 February. Like the Greek philosopher Heraclitus pointed out, change is the only constant. And if you don't change with the changing time, like Harikumar sir pointed out in his initial speech, the lifespan of the organizations is cutting down and the scales is all going up. So India being the growing economy, is going to innovate. We are going to elevate ourselves to a much higher platform. And I know the interaction on how to network and connect with each other to make ourselves to innovate to a much elevated height is very much essential for the next generation and our own managements to upskill ourselves and to understand what are the new possibilities and avenues of business will be shared tomorrow. Let's listen to that and let us improve our knowledge as we move forward. And as an engineer, I always believe is that it's the art of applying knowledge into practice that makes the difference. And I know the people who will be collected the valuable knowledges today will be putting into use in your application and make sure that India as an economy is growing mature and we contribute to the development of our country. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you each and every one of you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Wave Beats Music.